Hey everyone, Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. We are at a job. If you want to pan over and look at the garage door. So we're going to go through a few things today, and one being, we went through the list. I like to tell you guys kind of the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all in the same kind of videos. So as you can see, look at all these tools we need. This van is full. That's why I kind of always go with the bigger utility vehicles, because it is full of stuff. But we're going to get this unloaded. I brought an extra table. I'm going to throw this outside, and I'll show you how we kind of, or how I at least do it, how I start the jobs and how I look at them. Just some important tips for you that might help you out in the future. So the first thing I do is, this was not my detail. I didn't detail this job. Another guy did, and I've had this experience over the years. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm literally going to actually make sure this is actually a 16 by 7 garage door. 16, and I can tell pretty much, but we double check it at 16 by 7. My radius I'm not too worried about. I can make the radius work however I please. I got plenty of room for the track here. So one thing I'm going to do is, this garage door is functional. So what we want to do is we want to get the door in here, is what I like to do, out of the van, so I don't have to handle it so many times. So I want to get the door in here, get this old door removed, and then we'll put it in the van as we go. So it's not we tear out this door, move it, bring new door in, move this again. It's all about less handling and being smart about it. So a few things, what I like to do is, we got this weather seal. The weather seal can just go outside, since it's going outside. And what you're always doing, at least I'm always doing, is I'm preparing for the worst. I'm preparing for a customer or another contractor to show up. So I want to leave this parking area right here, if you want to pan over and look at that. So what I don't want to really do is, I don't want to throw this right here, because somebody might run over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in the grass. And that's where it belongs for right now. So, the reason you want to measure that door is, I've actually done it before. And I've literally actually tore out a customer's door one time. Come to find out, I know I've done it before on a door I tore out, but I also know it was for a new construction. And the builder told us to order a certain door. And we went to, I think it was like I don't remember, it was like, we did a 9 by 8, and it was supposed to be a 10 by 8. And I remember we tore everything out of the package, we got everything set up, and it was like, we threw the tape, we didn't throw a tape, we threw the door up, this section, and it was like, uh-oh, it doesn't fit. So we had to package it back up, and now we got a door that's tore open. So there's a reason why I tell you, double check. It's all about preparation. So you can see right here, Coraline is my oldest daughter, and she's giving me a hand today. And I tell you what, she was an absolute trooper. I mean, there was times I could tell she wanted to kind of bow out, but she didn't. She stayed in there strong, and she did an excellent job. And you can see I was cheating there a little bit. I was taking most of the brunt of the door, but just the fact to have her control that end to take off 20, 40 pounds is such a huge help. And the fact that she's learning, and she gets to, it's something that she might never use, but it's there. And I think that's what we have to do as a society, and, teach the next generation. If it's my own kids or other kids, I love working with them. It makes the job so much more enjoyable. Or even other people, if they're willing to learn. The willing to learn is so hard to find in people. A lot of people just want to complain and give up and not try. And, most of the battle is just getting out there and trying and putting your foot in front of the other and showing up, and getting to work. But what a great day to spend with her. And I definitely really appreciate the help she gave me. So that was amazing. And she did a rock star. She was so good. So you can kind of see we're tight for space in here. It's not the most ideal situation, but it'll work. It'll be just fine. But we got the door in here. This garage door is still here. We're lucky. I wanted to show you something. Hang on one second. Let me grab something. Woohoo! So for us up here, we got these wood doors. Now luckily, this one's got the standard screws in it. So we're looking pretty good. But just so you got a little, Craftsman makes them. I'm not quite sure what they're called. Unfortunately, the sticker's gone on this. But see how they got all these little, they're made for square heads. And if you ever had to take out square heads, it's a nightmare. Now, I don't recommend getting the short sockets. I actually recommend, I got a whole cluster in here because I just grabbed them last night, kind of in a rush. But get the deep sockets. Craftsman makes them. And these work great for taking out square nuts if the door has them. Otherwise, they're a nightmare to do by without any other way. So these have been the best I found. I've had to find them online. I can never find them in stores since Sears is pretty much gone, but they're around. I don't know why I got the short version. Maybe it was just what I ordered wrong or something. So just a helpful little tip. So just cracking the door open here. And you're going to see behind me in a second, core is going to pop out. And I don't know how many guys use this, or they might just not even know about them. It's kind of one of those things you just, like, you always think you're kind of like invincible. And then you start getting older and you start realizing to work smarter, not harder. But she's popping out that, I think they call it like a poker card table. We used to get them from like Lowe's. We got so many of them now. We haven't bought them in quite a while, but they work great. They're almost like a must-have. Now I brought 2 for this job because behind her you can barely see, but there's another one sitting back there with a green or a blue cooler on it, and she's cracking it open right now. But it just saves you from bending over. Put all your hardware on there. Put your tools. The one thing I do that's always kind of a big no-no to me is I don't set anything on the customer's tables or surroundings. I set everything on the floor or it goes on my table, and that's it, because that's how you lose things. So I get this question all the time. People are always asking me, Dave, what's the best door? Dave, what's the, and my thing is when I look at this door right now, this is a very nice door. This is a nice sandwich door. It's a beautiful door. It's a clopay door. But right here is the key. This right here is what I love to see. I love seeing this little screw so the weather seal can't slide back or forth, right? They get a little extra on here. And I love a metal retainer, aluminum metal retainer. Take a side view of that if you can. I love it. Just love it. It's beautiful. Because a rodent's going to eat this at some point. But this will last the life of the door, this bottom retainer. Another thing to show you that it's kind of an ideal door in a sense, but they got these little nubs in here that kind of interlock, which is kind of nice because it's almost kind of safe for the homeowner, because if they were to take these screws out, this bottom bracket can't lunge up on them and hurt them. So that's kind of nice that they still do it. That's kind of an ideal thing, I think, for Menards, but it interlocks and you put the screws in. So it's just something I wanted to show you. But this will be a really nice door. Love the screw in the bottom to keep the weather seal in place, and nice heavy weather seal. Bottom rubber on it. Looks real nice. So we got everything in the garage. It's maybe not the most ideal situation. You can see we kind of got the table set up here in the way of the man door. So, but it works. We got our ladder set up in here, so we're gonna rock and roll. But the idea is to basically get everything in the garage, and then as we tear this out, we're gonna shove it in the back of the van. And so we're trying to make less handling, as least amount of handling as possible. Last time for this garage door to ever close. Thank you for your service. So I was explaining to Cora the reason why we leave that hinge up there, and we only take the top screws out, and then we pry it, and then we'll take our top section, basically so the next section doesn't come down and hurt us of some sort. So I opt out of I've taken the strut off right now while it's up because it's just easier on my back than to do bending over on the ground. And the reason being is if I want to cut this door up in 3 chunks or whatever to throw in the dumpster, it's just going to be a lot easier. So I decided to chop it off right now. And what I like to do is I typically like to put it on the ground right in front of me and try to, instead of trying to swing it out that man door, I'll do it after the garage door panel's down. It's just much easier for me. I find this to be the easiest. Just take it out, put it at your feet. I'm trying to be careful, obviously. I don't pinch your fingers. But I just throw it right down in front of me, and then I'm just kind of done with it. I'll do a couple more, and we can just take it out the nice big opening instead of fighting the man door. Okay, so what we're doing is just, you don't really have to do this. I just know that we are limited in space in the van. So I'm stripping everything. I'm taking it off. And another reason is because when it's up on the wall here, you know, in the opening, it's just easier to take off the struts and all the metal and stuff instead of bending over, hurting your back. So I already removed the strut, and that way it just gives us options that if we need to cut it to make it fit in the dumpster at the shop, or it just makes life a little easier. So I'm stripping everything off it basically. So they're nice flat panels. They'll fit nice in the van for us. And then that way we just have a nice trip home. Just a little tip. All right, so we got the old door tore out. We got basically everything taken down. And my brain is going to one of those things where how many things could go wrong? How many things could go wrong in this scenario? And that's where the customer told me how to get in just for this one time. But what my theory is I'm sitting here and I'm telling myself, I'm going, you know what's goofy about this is we literally could have just tore a door out of a house that I don't know for sure. It could be the next door house. Could have got the addresses wrong. Now we could double check the address, right? But what I'm getting at is that if there was pictures, like clicky click, camera, phone, pictures of the existing old door from whoever detailed it, and pictures of the inside, I'd go, it's pretty obvious that we're at the right place. So it's just something that crosses my mind that it's like, could be doing all this work. I wanted to show you something. I've never seen this before, but somebody used a ruler to shim out this door, which is kind of cool. I thought that was just kind of neat. Another thing you can see, if you look from the side here, is this is not flush. This is protruding. So now I got to figure out I don't think that was in the detail. So I really wasn't prepared for that. I didn't really bring shims. I really didn't bring extra wood. I think I got some tricks, and I'll show you what I do. But if you look at the outside here, I mean, look how beautiful it is and how nice it is, and the paint's already, you know, if I break this off, I have a really big chance that that's not going to look that good. So I really don't even want to, I don't want to try to cut on this. I don't want to try to take this off. Being black is really hard. So I think I got a trick. But I wish I would have been a little more aware of this, is all I'm trying to say. So we'll see how we do. We'll start getting this door stacked up, and if I don't fall on my hiney. All right, what do we got here? I don't think we got enough. I hope we do, but I don't think we do. What is the deal with this thing? All right, well, I figure this is as good a spot as any to take a little break and have a little, you know, heart-to-heart conversation. These are the things that nobody understands or sees Your wife probably isn't going to understand it. Your family's not going to understand it. Your uncles, your cousins, your nephews, unless it's somebody that's in business for themselves. The people on YouTube, nobody will understand it unless they run a business. And I tried everything I could. Turn this off for a second. I tried everything I could to make sure this job was successful. Everything. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying it's somebody's, I think this was just an honest, like, foobar somewhere. Could be a quality issue. So, first of all, let's the handles. The handles. I have to try to put a picture on what they're supposed to look like. But we're basically missing this bottom one. So you can see we got one, two, we got 4 of these, which is correct. We need another one of these. All of this is stopping the aesthetics, the beauty, the cherry on top. The cherry on top of this garage door. And for some reason, I got 3 of these, which doesn't really add up. I've played with the packages. I've massaged the packages. I've looked. I've had Coraline look. Can't find it. It's just like, it's not here. Like it was never in here. So now it's like we can put the 2 handles on. We probably shouldn't put the bottom handle on because it's going to look goofy. And who wants to look goofy? And who wants the neighbors to look at it and go, why is there 1 bottom handle on and not 2? And then it might change. The customer might go, hey, I like it just with the handles and not the bottom handle. Anyways, on a positive note, I don't want to show you guys. These lasers, man, I tell you what, they can make they're a game changer. I love them. I mean, it's like so easy to be lazy with them. Like to look at how level your door is by going with one of the pinstripes. That's what I just used to kind of level out the door. I actually used it too to level out my track. I brung the track about a half an inch off the ground. So I just made it because I'm going to do a little test one day here, but I guarantee if your track is off, that's why you get slack in the cables. When your door is up all the way and you wonder why you got slack in the cables, it's because the track is off. So if you get the track perfect, door's perfect, there really isn't much else. Everything else can be crooked. The building can be falling down. As long as we get the track level, door level, we're looking good. So we're kind of playing the phone game right now with this whole hardware. And it just grinds me a little bit. But that's just doing business. So anyways, we're going to carry on. So still to this day, even since when I started doing garage doors, I hate doing handles. I just absolutely hate it. I think they look great, don't get me wrong. But to poke holes in something that's brand new, you're poking holes. It's like taking a brand new Corvette and like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put a spoiler on it. It just feels so wrong. But anyways, Clopay came up. They got these templates right there that I'm holding up. And it actually makes it a lot easier. I'm not going to lie. Now I know I'm going to get some flack about why the handle's up so high. But look, there was pictures. That's where the customer wanted them. I had it twice. That's where they wanted them. All right, you guys. My wonderful daughter helped with this door today. She did a lot. She really did. I'm very impressed. She didn't really whine or complain. She was a trooper. But we're not going to lie. We are ready to get out of here. We are tired, sweaty, got to use the bathroom. So let's kind of go through this. And you guys are always welcome to comment if you see something, if it's creative or constructive. We got our handles on the outside, so we got these plates. I wasn't too impressed with the screws, but I'm not going to cut them off and heat them up and vibrate them all to crazy. I wish they had caps. They didn't send any. I think it's Wayne Dalton sends caps for theirs, but there's no caps for this one. We got the strut mounted on there. Probably in a perfect world, we'd have one on the bottom too. I wouldn't feel, or just strut the whole thing, honestly. We did these are things that you'll learn. A lot of guys will say, why do you do that? You know, don't do that. I've had a customer call me out before on these, so I just do it because when they lose power and they go, well, how am I supposed to secure my door? Now you got a slide lock. Now the important part is you put a bolt on it. The reason you put the bolt is that way they don't accidentally slide it and then hit the opener. I got the foot plate on there. I'll push it down. I put a rope on there. That just ensures that they have everything at their disposal. You know, it's just like, you know, you want to put a pull cord on, right? It seems silly, right? Somebody should be able to go up there with that, but you got a pull cord. It's there, it's red, it's there for an emergency. So let's run this door. Obviously we didn't, we reconnected the opener, the existing opener, and it runs smooth. It's quiet. I'll show them the outside, Cora. Bye. Even though you can still hear me. So here's the thing. I look at this like, when I see handles, when I think of handles, my opinion on handles easily add an hour to the job. So when I see 2 handles, I go, oh, that's going to add 2 hours to the job. These things are nothing but stressful. I mean, I got the laser out, I got the tape measure out. I mean, I did everything I could, and then there's just so many variables with them, right? Oh, they're supposed to be down here. No, they're supposed to be up here. They're supposed to be. I did what the picture showed that the customer wanted, so we're looking good. We got a perimeter seal on, looks great. Got it all nailed up, plenty of nails. You know, probably almost, oh, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches apart. You know, nail, 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 nail. One little trick I can show you too, we'll come on inside here, is that we had a problem with the weather seal at the bottom there, sealing. And I'm going to bring it up for you. I'll show you what I do. It's sealing now, but if you look, we actually have to, what we do is I shove a little bit of old plastic from the wrappers in there. And that just helps firm this up right here. And that just gives it a little bit more, because when it comes from the factory, it's just not real springy. So you can see that plastic in there. It'll get chewed up one day by a chipmunk. Had to do it on both sides. But you can see it's just a screw right there. And a little bit of garbage. Don't want to leave any screws or anything for the customer to run over. Otherwise, we're looking good. She's running great. Unfortunately, the real biggest problem with this job is I don't know what happened. I'll show you. We're missing a bottom handle. And that was a real kicker for this job, because I probably spent an hour just on the phone messing with people, messaging people and whatever, but this handle right here is missing. And it's supposed to go right here. It's supposed to go up on both sides, and we only have one. So, you know, it's going to be another service call, and we got to get another handle. Unfortunately, it's really a bummer. Just more time, more gas, everything else. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, Cora, for helping. And otherwise, ta-da! Here it is, our finished product. Looks great. I think the customer picked out a nice color. It looks good. And we'll see you on the next one. Hope you have a great day.